Hello. Sorry. Hello. Wow. I haven't made a vlog in a while, and a lot's happened. I'm currently back home in England, and I guess I'll just fill you in on all of my feelings and what I'm up to, because I guess this is my video diary. Oh, it's just so weird being back. I don't even know where to begin. I think I'll begin at the beginning. I am back and have been back for 2 weeks now, and I spent the first week in quarantine and the second week out of quarantine, obviously. And the first week I set myself a quarantine task, which was to make a photo album of the last 4 years of my uni life in Germany. And I literally woke up every day and was cutting pictures and sticking them in all day every day for about a week. And so I've done that, which is weird because it was just a whole lot of reflection and just reliving the last 4 years really quickly, but really thinking about them, because I was what order did what happen, and putting all the pictures in and selecting pictures. It was a whole process, but now it's done. I've got some space left at the end to go to October, so it'll be exactly 4 years, leaving and then coming back. Yeah, and now I've just been seeing friends and family, which is lovely, which is crazy good for my heart. It's crazy. Not the Saturday just gone, but the one before, I surprised everyone, so I didn't really tell anyone that I was coming home, and so I'd just showed up and saw people's reactions, and it was nice. It's so strange. It's no time has passed. Every time you see your loved ones, your friends and family, it's nothing's ever changed. You just carry on exactly where you left off a year and a half ago, which is really, really nice. And yeah, it's been so good. It's so strange. Everything feels like a dream. In my quarantine, I was able to leave the house twice to get PCR tests. And I remember leaving the house and just being so overwhelmed. I was I know all of these places, but I haven't been here for so long. Is it all a dream? Is this a simulation? Me and Libby always talk about it, we feel like we're in a video game. And imagine Simpsons Hit and Run, and you've got your characters, you can move through the space, and then you click the X button when you walk towards a character, and then they say their one-liners, and then I don't know, where's my donut or something. I don't know what the people say in Simpsons Hit and Run. Stop stealing my car. I don't know. But that's how we feel when we interact with the outside world. I actually feel I'm in a video game, and then when I'm talking to people, I'm these are just characters, and I've clicked the X button, and these are the lines that they say, and then I have to say my lines. It's weird. So these are the things that I've had since being outside of the quarantine. And then inside the quarantine, I also had a lot of time to reflect because I was just in the house all the time. And the book that I'm currently reading is a German book called Wie wir begehren, and I don't know what the English word for begehren is. This one? I'm gonna Google desire. Is it desire? It is desire. Crave. That's a good one. Covet? I'm gonna say desire. So the book's called Wie wir begehren, How We Desire. And she's a journalist from Germany, and I think she just talks about anecdotes in her life and what she's been through and the experiences that she's had, and reflects. And she's a lesbian, but didn't realise for a very long time, and so she talks about that, and she's how could it be that I didn't know myself for so long? And I feel that, because I'm just how can you just not know something about yourself? And it's so weird, because I obviously have questioned my sexuality and have discovered that I like all sorts of people. But how could that just be something that you just didn't know? How could I not have known that about myself? And then I did. And then once you question your sexuality, you just question everything. You're well, who am I? How can I possibly know who I am? Thought I was this person, but then it turned out that I was this. And then in her book, what I thought was really interesting was when she was saying, obviously we all know representation is super duper important, but yeah, she was like, she didn't know that that was an option for her. Like, how can you know that, like, the feelings that you have towards people, if that's love, like you're in love with them, or if it's like love, like familial love or friendship love, or like how do you know what kind of love that is? And if you're living in a heteronormative society where the narrative is that like people with vaginas are women and they love people with penises that are men, and so you think, oh, whatever feeling this is that I'm feeling, that must be love because I'm a woman and that's a man. But then like that, and then you think that that emotion is like being in love with someone, but then when you have like friendships, like I'm a woman, that is a friend with another woman, but maybe that the love that I'm feeling there is like the feeling of being in love, but I would never know that because I think that's what the feeling of friendship is. And then that feeling that I'm having for the man, which could be like love, friendship love, I think is like love, like romantic love, because like of the way that society works, it's like, well, whatever that feeling is, that's what love is because you're a woman and that's a man. Whereas the feeling that I'm having with the woman, that has to be friendship love because this is like same sex. And so she was like also with men for a very long time and was like, well, I obviously have feelings for this person because I have some kind of connection, but maybe that was just friendship love, but you didn't know that because you thought that that was what romantic love was. And then yeah, and then I think at some point she like found out or like realized, oh, it does exist, like there is an option that you can like people of the same sex as you, or same gender. Okay, I actually don't know where I left off. My camera died. I think I was talking about desire and what desire is and how people desire and all of these things, and this book. What do I think? Yeah, I just feel like there are so many emotions inside of me, I don't know how to identify any of them, and it would be great if someone could be like, these feelings mean this, because how could anyone possibly know? Like, I feel like this weird ball of emotions running around in my computer game simulation, trying to find myself, trying to find out how to save the world, and like preaching one thing but like not being able to practice it yourself. There's too many things about me that are already weird, or at least I perceive with my internalized homophobia to be weird, and then I'm like, no. do I have to be the gay one as well, like, you know? And obviously I want everyone to feel comfortable in who they are, and I like super celebrate it when I see other people being authentically themselves and being like, hey, I have these feelings. I'm like, wow, so cool, I want to be that person. But then on the inside I'm like, so afraid. I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way, like I'm perfectly aware of that, but it doesn't help. It doesn't like help me find out who I am. Oh yeah, like since I was 5 years old I knew that I loved women and I knew that I was a woman or something like that, but it's just not that at all. Like, maybe I should just not be so afraid of rejection and just be me, and then it's fine. But like, I don't know who I am, so then how can I be myself if I don't know who I am? I feel like I need to have like an answer for clarity in my brain so that I can somehow understand what's going on, but I don't think that I have a definitive answer or side of the spectrum that I can put myself on in terms of like anything, and so I'm just like in between all the time. I literally feel like I'm like levitating in this space of like, who am I as a person? I don't know. And then also I have the problem of like this whole dissociation where I'm like, I don't know who I am. Am I real? Is anything else real? And so it's just a bit confusing. I just want so badly to not be afraid. And I am. I'm a bit afraid because I'm like, oh, that's a bit weird. Those thoughts were a bit weird. And they're probably not. I think most people have these thoughts. But then I'm like, oh, if I say this out loud, someone's gonna be like, that's strange. This is like a not coming out video. This is like the opposite of a coming out video. This is like a, I'm like peeping through the hole of the closet, trying to be like, someone help me. do these videos exist on YouTube? Like the pre-coming out video, the bit before you come out when you're like still finding yourself? I think that's what this is. How exhausting, like how actually tiring. This is like tiring for me, but I can't even imagine how like boring this is for you to watch. Just being like, wow, she's really like in there. Someone like give her like a cracker or something to calm her down. Yeah. This is me going through a whirlwind. A whirlwind. Goodbye. Boop-a-doop.